morning to you all, and hello. I don't know what it is that happens with my voice when I'm doing these videos. Like, hello. That's not how I speak, so I don't know why it seems to be the case when I do a video. I adopt this, adopt this weird talking thing, but it is what it is. Very exciting news. I had an order on Etsy and it was for more than one item, but what is so exciting about it? I mean, the whole thing's exciting, so, you know, thank you. It's going to Ireland, by the way. But what was really exciting is that 2 of these were ordered. And the reason that's exciting is because he's the first person to purchase my enamel pin. So I am very happy about that because I love my enamel pin. I think it's absolutely bloody lovely. So anyway, my thought is that I will just show you in real time how long it actually takes to make and package the order. So we've got the A3 print of the train station. We have 2 coasters, one of a zebra, one of the tiger, which is lovely because, again, I don't get a lot of orders for the animal art, and I love my animal art. I mean, I'm not just being biased, but it's really bright and vibrant and lovely. I really like it, and I love doing the animal art, I must say. I must get back into that, really. And because everything's made to order, I'm going to make it. So yeah, I thought I'd just take you along on the little journey that is receiving an order, creating the order, and packaging the order. So if that takes your interest today, if you fancy joining me, then just stay tuned and we will get this done. First of all, I do need to print the train stations. Select it on my computer and send it to my Epson printer, which you all know about. And I will just add a little note here. I think I might have mistakenly said that when I do my prints, I print on 260 GSM. I do not. I print on 230 GSM. And that works brilliantly with this printer, and so far my images have come out and I am just completely in love with them. The colours are great, the print is great, everything about it is fantastic. Let's get some paper out of here. This is the stuff I use if you're at all interested. I love it, really good quality paper. So as mentioned, it's 230 GSM. We'll get that into the printer and press print. You may see the paper feeder, no. The whatever this is called, hopefully, will pop out, look. Oh, it's quite exciting, isn't it? Look at that. But watch what happens now. It extends because we are in fact printing on A3 paper. That's all printing now. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, I might actually just fill you in on something. I was editing my video the other day and I thought, I wonder if anyone's spotted that. I should maybe mention it. The possible little white elephant in the room. You may not have noticed, but I thought I would mention that in my videos when I was editing them, I noticed it quite a lot on the last one. And that, what I'm talking about, is these patches on my face. Can you see them? And here. And also here and here and here. And in certain lights, they look more pronounced than in other lights. So sometimes they're quite obvious on my video and sometimes they're not. And in case any of you have wondered what the hell is going on with my face, I will just tell you that it's vitiligo. I have that. I had it came on about 3 years ago. And yeah, what a joy it is. For those of you that don't know, which is probably many, because I had never heard of it before, it's the thing Michael Jackson had. And there's a lot of people that've got it, and you see it more and more in the adverts these days, which, you know, is pretty cool. But what it is when your body, it's like an autoimmune thing, your body starts attacking the cells that create, I think it's called melatonin, whatever it is that your body produces to protect your skin from sun, etc. And it also pigments your skin. If you have vitiligo, your body destroys that instead. And the effect of that is you get bleaching of the skin. I have got another patch of it here, look, on my arm. It's mostly just my face, which, you know, is nice. Yeah, it came on about 3 years ago, and yeah, it was at a time when I was just opening my trailer for the first time, so that was nice as well. Just about to go out into the big wide world, open my doors to the public, which made me a nervous wreck in the first place, because, you know, I am quite a private person, or I have been up until this point, not so much now because I had to overcome that a little bit. So I did that, opened the trailer for the first time whilst having a really freaky face. Not that it matters, because, you know, it's what you are on the inside that really matters. And thankfully, I'm nice. I'm a nice person. But yeah, it's still, either way, when your face looks like that, it does take a certain amount of, I don't know, extra effort to face people, because, you know, society we live in, you're not allowed to have where you are. Oh, no, I'm not even going to start. But we live in a society where perfection, as far as your looks and your weight and your God knows what else, is shoved in your face all over the place, which is rubbish. But anyway, it still makes it a little bit nerve-wracking if you've got some sort of something that you feel like everyone's going to stare at when actually no one even notices. No one actually even notices, which probably most of you never did in my videos anyway. So yes, anyway, long story short, I did do a lot of research on it and found that there was this particular cream which actually my doctor had never heard of. And if you apply that to the areas, more so on your face, doesn't always work on other areas of your body, but on your face, luckily, it can have an effect. If you put it on, you're supposed to use it with a UV light, which I didn't have, but I was out in the sun. Put the cream on, the UV from the sun in my case, for about 10-15 minutes before I then put lots of sun cream on, because the downside of this is there's no protection. So, you know, skin cancer, you need to be aware of that and keep this creamed up with factor 50 plus. Over the course of that year, my skin actually repigmented and all the patches went, and that was marvellous. And then all of a sudden this year it seems to have broken out again. So, I don't really know why. Nothing's changed, I haven't done anything differently, but no, I have my patches back. And the only difference I will say is that the first year it came out, this was as white as that is there. So, you know, it was proper freaky looking. To some maybe. And the difference this year is that the patches are there, and in different lights it looks worse than in others. So in some of my videos, to me it's quite obvious, you can see it really well, and in other ones you can't see it. So in case any of you out there were wondering, I do actually now put some tanning drops on it, which isn't a long-term solution, but it just helps bring this part of my face up to this, because I catch the sun really easily and I just tan up. And although I'm trying hard not to let my face tan up this year, because it obviously makes the patches stand out 10 times worse, it's inevitable that I'm going to catch the sun. So I've been adding some tanning drops to it just to try and tone down the whiteness of it, which does work, to be fair. I mean, it washes off again, but so that's what was sitting on my printer just now. Anyway, I've mentioned it now, you're aware of it, you'll probably all notice it now. In fact, it's probably the first thing you look for every time I turn and put a video on. How's her patches looking today? Right, anyway, this is printing. Look, all going well. It's printed, so let's have a look. So I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can actually see. And I'll tell you what, it is ever so slightly over to the left. The margins are not bloody right, are they? For God's sake! This is what happens. Initially I thought this looked brilliant, but now I'm looking at it and this margin here is actually wider than this margin here. So I'm going to have to adjust it, and fingers crossed this one prints with the margins all perfectly lovely. Right, whilst that is printing, we could be getting the zebra and the tiger coaster ready. So for that, we need to use the Sublimating printer, and we will be using the heat press, so we need to get that off. So for that, I use this one, which is the ET7750, which I've converted to a sublimation printer by putting sublimation inks in there, not the inks that came with the printer. So with this printer, it's manual, so I've got to obviously turn it on like I do the other one, lift this up, pull this down, and then I have to physically pull whatever this is called out of here. I'm going to do a nozzle check on this printer because I haven't done one for a little while, and it's often quite a good idea to do a nozzle check every now and then, especially if you don't use the printer religiously every day. If it's all good, we can print our sublimation stuff. And look at that. Not good. So we need to do a head clean, start the clean. Good job we checked. What's it been so far? Feels like, I don't know, half an hour or so. Right, anyway. So that's all good. That's cleaning. While we're waiting, I'm going to show you my website, because I would be very grateful if maybe one or two of you would have a look at it and just tell me what you think. Admittedly, not all of my products are yet in it. They're more so in the Etsy store, not the actual website. It is www.jagos, Jagos, art, all one word, .com. And this is it here. So, I had to make some amendments to it yesterday because the pictures looked terrible. Although, if I click on this, it's a pretty good quality picture, look. You can see what it is, can't you? On the home page, it just looked horribly blurry. So I've had to make the images smaller. Now I don't know if they're too small. But anyway, really appreciate somebody that isn't me having a look at my website and telling me what they think and whether it's easy to use and all that jazz. So nozzle check is complete. We need to print this out and see what it looks like. So print, hopefully all being well, it's looking all right. And in other news, the margins aren't looking too bad to me at the moment. So fingers crossed on that. Paper out into set 2. Of course there is. And yes, look, still not quite right. So I'm going to give it another head clean and then just hope to God. And this one's now printed. I think I might just check it with a ruler just to be sure. Oh, for fuck's sake. God, it's 0.1 out. Oh my God. Right. I mean, 0.1 out, what a 0.1 of a millimetre out might not mean too much to anybody out there, but to me, it does matter. Things like this matter. Do like to know I am sending people the best that I can make it, you know? The top and bottom margins, that is 1.1 and that is 1.8. And again, I don't understand that because on my image here, it's exactly right. Just put the bloody paper away as well. Didn't think I needed it. God's sake. I mean, this is the image here. And it probably doesn't look a lot to you. And maybe it does. This side is 0.1, shorter than this side. Things are not looking good for the Sublimation printer. Look, I might have to leave it and then let it settle for a minute because... And this is it. This is exactly what happens. The amount of times I've sat down to do an order and it just goes smoothly from the very offset is so small. So what I might have to do, and I do always make to order, but in this situation it's got to get to Ireland. So I might have to see if I've got any that I've already prepared for the market stored away. And that's not good either, look at that. So I'm just going to print straight onto the back of that and get an idea of what the margins are like rather than just let it print right the way through, which just wastes ink. Oh, so this is my box of coasters, which I have some already prepared in, and I don't know if there's a tiger and a zebra in there, but all being well, if this printer does not start working properly, there's going to be one in here, so let's have a look. Right, we have the chimp. I love the chimp. Look at the chimp. We have the house. We have Cavelli, Insta beach huts. Seal. We have the tiger. So that's cool. Oh, we have another tiger. Yes, and we have the zebra. Phew! So we do in fact have the zebra and we have the tiger, which I really love. I love the tiger. The lion that I painted, if you've seen it, is my very favourite painting ever that I've ever done. It is by far my favourite, mostly because of the journey I went on with that tiger. Took me right out of my comfort zone, I will say that, and I just love it. It's the eyes, it's like the chimp. I love my chimp because I just love the expression I caught on the face. But anyway, the good news is we have one of each of these to package already. So printer, if you don't want to behave and play right today, then so be it. We don't need you. Let me do the check, see what it's looking like. All being well, the print is now printing properly. Fingers crossed. And we've got the enamel pins to do. So, fingers crossed we're back on track again. And we'll soon be at the packaging it all stage. So as you can see, the printer is not behaving. But we've pretty much gone from this to this. And then rather weirdly and annoyingly this. So that's not improving. I'm going to let the printer sit still for 2 hours, or about 2 hours, and then I'll give it another try. But in the meantime, I'm not going to delay the order. I might throw a freebie in with this because it's quite a good order. I have a train station coaster. So I might throw that one in. Even though I've just spent, you know, this is not costing, it is costing me because I've wasted paper. So already I'm not making the profit on it that I would have done, but it is a good order. It's owned to Northern Ireland, and I do like to do nice things for people because, you know. So he's ordered the print. I'm going to throw the coaster in with it as a little bonus extra. Hopefully that will put a smile on this person's face and that will make his day, which would be marvellous. 1, 2, 3. And then we can put one of our nice, I say our, I mean my, put one of my nice stickers on the top. So I've got these stickers that I printed, just with my logo on it. Pop that on there. It makes quite a nice little package. And then we have the enamel pins. 2 of these out. 1, 2. So these just have my QR code. Thank you for your purchase, and just a little picture to go with the enamel pin. And we need the enamel pins themselves. So we've got 2 of those. I will just inspect them to make sure that they are good ones. That looks fine to me. Now we pop them on the card. So I'm going to use this, which is like a foam board. Pop that on there. Take the backs off of here. And then try and centre that nicely into them so it makes sense of the raindrops. So I'm thinking maybe there. Press. And there we go. Look at that. Looks cool. Carefully lift that off of there and put the backs on. And do the same with the other one. Look at that. I do love it. I think it's so cool. So if I just line up the rain there. That looks pretty cool. Push that on. Look. Put the backs on nicely again. And there we have it. 2 lovely little enamel pins. I do love them. So yes, now I'm afraid the rest of me is going to be a bit headless because I cannot sit like this while I package. So I'm going to package these up and I'm going to put them in a bag as well, I think. I don't want to go wasting materials and buying materials unnecessarily. So I think I'm going to bag these up individually. So I'll put one in there. And then if I fold that over like so, and then fold it over like so, and then pop another sticker on it, I think that looks quite nice. That looks right, doesn't it? So there's that one, and then we'll do the same with the other one. I think that looks quite nice. And then we've just got to package up the print. Got a bit of cardboard to put it on. And let's have a look. Oh yes. I'm going to measure it again just to be sure. That's better. That's better. So now I've just got to sign it. A jiggle. Nice. Right, and then I'm going to put this one in tissue, I think. What I'm going to do is make two separate little parcels. Do I need to do that? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see what I think here. So I could almost leave that like that and put this in here, just to give them a little bit more protection, really, more than anything, because, you know, I want stuff to get there in a decent, well, I want stuff to arrive as it left. I do talk to myself like this all the time. They do say that talking to oneself is a sign of intelligence. I have no comment on the matter myself. Okay. And then what we could do is just stick another little label on there, like so. Little package with the coasters and the enamel pins in it. And now we need the print. So again, let's package the print up. At least you're getting an idea of what goes on behind the scenes for me and probably many other YouTubers that you may or may not watch. I mean, admittedly, some are a lot more organised than me and have much more stock in place. But this is the way things are for me at the current moment. And to be fair, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind all of this side of things. I quite like packaging and whatnot. The only reason it becomes a bit of a headache is when you get problems with the printer or anything like that. It just unnecessary fluff. It just shouldn't need to be that way. I remember a time when you bought a product to do a job, i.e. a printer, you turned it on, you pressed go, so to speak. Job's a good one. What's the time now? 2:45. 2:45. We might just make the post yet. And I'll tell you another thing. They always say taking product photos and stuff have natural light coming through your window, but look how bright it makes everything. So I'm literally sitting in front of a window. We'll stick a nice little label on there. And so there we have it. We have the two packages. Now, I don't quite know how I'm going to post this. Now then, I normally send these in one of those, so I'm going to put one in here anyway, because it has the cardboard there plus the cardboard inside to protect the print. I also include a thank you card, which is there, and a little code, a little card with a little scratch off disc, which gives you a code for any other purchases that you may make. So I shall put that there. And I normally put a tag. Now then, I think I said his name was Craig. Glenn. Not called Craig at all, he's called Glenn. For Glenn. So I shall attach that to there, like so. Don't think that's going to fit in there. So that's the little package, and I'm just not sure how the best way to go about posting it is. How does that work as an actual package? I think it's all right. As long as I secure this well with tape, I think actually that's not bad. He's going to receive this and not be able to get into it. It's going to be like Fort Knox, I tell you. But better that way than it arriving open and damaged, I think. Yeah, no, I think that's all right, isn't it? It's all in there. I think that's okay. So now we just need to weigh it. I just have to add these so I can actually see the weight underneath. 0, right. Pop that on. And that comes to 425 grams. So I've been on the Royal Mail Click and Drop site and I've printed off my label. I've sent it as a small parcel. So now I've just got to print, stick the postage label to the parcel and then get it off to the post office. So that's good. It's going to Antrim. And funny enough, I've never been to Ireland, but I've done my family tree a little bit, and my 3 times great grandfather was born in, I think, County Fermanagh. But I also think he left when he was brought over to this country when he was young, because I can't find a record of him. But he ended up living in Scotland, where he met my 3 times great grandmother, and who has got the best name ever, and I will share it with you. Her name was Fanny Licorice. And I don't know why it makes me laugh, but it does. It's like the best name ever, Fanny Licorice. So anyway, she was born in Scotland, so I'm like 43% Scottish or something. And yes, they obviously met and then went on to have their children in Scotland. One of their children went on to then have my granddad, who was born in Scotland. And so yes, I have this Scottish blood in me, and I do love Scotland. I've been there. I went there a few years ago, did a road trip with Emily. We were fortunate because we had great weather, and oh my lordy, the scenery was amazing. Anyway, we are done. I'm going to write, please do not bend, drop, throw on the back of here, and then I'm going to get it to the post office. So this order that came in yesterday afternoon is now going out before it's 3:15. So that will go out in today's post if I get a wiggle on, which is fantastic. I'd be very happy with such service, I must admit. So that's that. And I don't know what you'll have made of this video. Hopefully it's a little bit interesting to you. I might add some more footage through the week depending on how things go, and I might get some more orders in. Wouldn't that be exciting? I'll tell you what I really would love. I'd really love to get an order through the website, because then I know the thing works and people can see it and everything's good. because at the moment I don't know that, because it doesn't seem like anyone sees it, so I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just because I've got to do an awful lot more on it, or what the score is there. But yes, if I could get an order on the website, that would be very exciting. But for now, Etsy does the job, which is great, and that's where this order came from. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful to Glenn, who has purchased all these items. Very, very happy about that. So yes, I'm going to go and get this off to Glenn now, and then he will be equally as happy, hopefully, when it arrives in, I don't know how long it takes to get to Ireland. But yeah, let's go and get that off in the post. So I might see you again later in this video if I film any more footage this week, or I might not. If I don't, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. And if I do, well, I'll see you soon. All right, take care. Ooh, bye. Take care. Bye.